The Buddha said, "Grief is the proof that something real existed between you. Time heals all wounds." That's what everyone says. But if that were true, why does grief sometimes hit harder at year 2 than year 1? The Buddha never promised pain fades with time. Instead, he taught something far more radical. A woman named Kisagotami once ran through the streets of ancient India, clutching her dead son to her chest. She fell to her knees before the Buddha. "Bring him back, please." The Buddha looked at her and said, "I will help you, but first bring me 1 mustard seed from any house that has never known death." Mustard seeds were common. Her heart lifted. She ran. She knocked on the first door. "We lost my father last year." The next house, "My grandmother 3 years ago." The next, a baby, just after it was born. Every house had its parting. Every door opened into someone else's wound. By evening she understood, not because anyone told her, but because the walking itself taught her. There is no house without death. She returned empty-handed. "There was no such house," she said quietly. "I thought I was the only one, but I was not." The Buddha nodded. "Today you touched a grief not your own at every door, and in doing so, didn't your own grief begin ever so slightly to take on a different color?" Here is what Buddhism asks: where does suffering actually come from? Not only from painful things happening, but from the mind screaming this should not be, and fighting the truth of what is. Grief is real, but suffering deepens when resistance piles on top. Why me? Why this? Why now? Kisagotami's grief didn't disappear, but one thing quietly dissolved: the crushing loneliness of believing she was suffering alone. Maybe you're there right now. The funeral has passed. The world expects you back to normal. But the grief hasn't gone anywhere. It's pressed down, waiting. Next time grief rises, try this. Place 1 hand on your chest and find just 1 word for what's there. Hollow, numb, afraid. Don't fix it. Just name it. Turn toward it instead of away. Because at the bottom of grief, if you can stay with it long enough, what sometimes appears is not emptiness. It's the shape of what you loved. The full video explores what the Buddha taught about where suffering truly begins, and 3 quiet practices Kisagotami's story points toward. Each day, 1 more teaching arrives. What you are willing to carry reveals how deeply you have loved.